Here, I'm going to start recording us. So we are live, and I want to say good evening, everyone. And I am Dawn Thompson, and welcome to the Truth Tribe. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful for you and your presence. I love you all, and I want you to know you are all perfect, and that anything we talk about on here does not define who you are. It's just opening your discussion so you can investigate yourself at a deeper level and start becoming closer to your inner truth. Okay. So remember that when I go up onto the grid every morning and I meditate, I do pour this beautiful, big, huge bowl of hearts out onto the earth, hoping that that love will land on all of you. So put your hands out. I pour the pink hearts out of love onto all of you daily. So I'm going to start with really quick. My phone has been blowing up. And when it starts blowing up, I kind of, I set these calls up for like a couple days prior. And I want to be clear that it's been blowing up with I'm stuck. I'm stuck, right? Everybody's stuck right now. I know. And the planets, I'm going to give you a planet update and you're going to understand why. But I want to be clear. It's because most of us won't admit to what we want, right? We won't say, this is what I really want. We won't say, I really want a marriage that has a lot more freedom in it. And I don't want to live a white picket fence, or I want a relationship that is someone that wants to work with me all the time, or I want to travel all the time, or I want to have a healing center or systems that just aren't the way they are, right? And we have a hard time admitting to the truth. I want a relationship that's like this. Old school 50s, I'm the stay-at-home mom, and I can take care of my family, and that's amazing, but we won't say it. And that's why we're stuck. Okay, because that's what's coming up for everybody right now, and it's getting us all tripped up because our soul knows the truth. All right, so let's get on to the planetary update. I'm going to give you guys an update really quick on what's going on, and this is like a 2-week update, so I'm going to keep this rolling with you guys, and you're not going to like it, but it's good. Okay, so let's just think this is good, Dawn. This is good. Okay, ready? So the planetary update is I want you guys to get ready because there's a super full moon lunar eclipse, and it is in Sagittarius on next Wednesday. Okay, so we will have a call again on Monday, but I'm prepping you. Why am I saying this? Is because in about a week and a half, 10 days, we're going to have a full moon in Sagittarius, which rules belief systems, doctrines, our belief systems, how we were indoctrinated, what we believed from childhood, okay? And or any, let's call it generations or DNA and or whatever, how many cycles you've been through, okay? I know that matters right now, but these belief systems, wherever you were taught, were part of institutions, whether it was a social institution, a college, a high school, a home, a family, a culture, it doesn't matter. Just imagine the institutions and the belief systems of indoctrination, okay? That's where it's going to happen. So this full moon is going to happen next Wednesday, the 26th. Well, here's the kicker. It's sandwiched, here's the full moon, between two retrogrades. Saturn goes retrograde on Saturday, I think is the 23rd. And Mercury, get ready, goes retrograde on the 29th, like 3 days later. So we are now, just so you know, when people are asking me what's going on and why are they things aren't working right now, or they're getting stuck, is because Mercury is in the shadow phase. It has a week before the 3-week retrograde and has a week after that it kind of lingers. So you're already feeling it. And that's what people have been asking me, like, what is going on? Why am I feeling this? That's why. And again, remember I told you, Mercury doesn't stop you. It's not Mercury's fault. It's not the Saturn's fault. That's not what's going on. What's happening is it's an energy pattern rolling, trying to get you all to wake the fuck up. And if I can't tell you guys to pay attention right now and you don't want to listen, what do you want? And then own it, which is why we're talking about vision tonight, okay? It's kind of like, I told you so. And I hate telling people that because that's not the way this should be, right? But I'm prepping you for what's the energy of the planet is waking us all up, right? And so imagine the moon, 2 retrogrades. Saturn is retrograding in Aquarius. Saturn rules government and rules and structure and order. And it's in Aquarius, which rules freedom. So we want to move forward for freedom and make new rules and new structure for freedom. And Saturn go, nah, let's go revisit where we don't have freedom. You guys can see where I'm going with this, okay? Okay, so then Mercury is going to retrograde as well. I'm going to talk about Mercury retrograde next week only because it's really not important right now. You're just feeling this slow pause where you can't get things done. Okay. So what's going to happen is you're already feeling that retrograde now in the shadow window. All right. And so what I want you guys to understand, this is why anxiety might be the theme and what's tripping you guys up in your beliefs of old BS. Kind of confused. Why is this happening? Why is old memories, beliefs, thought patterns popping up? If you don't feel it, you will avoid it. And that's what these planets are doing. If you don't feel crappy in some little sliver of your life, you're going to keep avoiding it. And that's not what the vibration of the new earth is. It says we want you to feel good. Okay. So I'm preparing you now. So as you begin to feel them in the next 3 to 5 days, I want you guys to make sure that the best thing you can do is get grounded and drink lots of charged water. If you missed last week's call, I talked about charging your water and making structured water, even just plain water, but be careful if it's not filtered because your body is upgrading and the more water it has, the easier the electric currents flow. Okay. Y'all know electricity does not go well with water because it goes everywhere. Well, we need a lot of water so your electrical current is flowing. Okay, so re-listen to last week if you need to know about charged water, okay? So everything, you guys, is about to flip for good because we're moving into Gemini season on like the 21st, okay? And so I want you to get ready because you're going to start hearing communication on both sides of the coin. That's what Gemini is. Good and bad, frick and frack, Jekyll and Hyde. Okay, and so I want you to get ready to kind of let go of that which you've known and receive even better to come in. That's where we're going. And that's why I said you're not going to like it because you're getting your buttons pushed, right? But now your worth and your value on what is freedom to you and integrity. How truthful are you? That's what's coming up. It's going to keep coming up. This Sagittarius full moon is closure. Again, we'll talk about it next week because I'm going to add to it with the Mercury retrograde kicking in 3 days later. But I want you to be prepared. The reason you're all feeling it is because we're in the shadow of it and it's already pulling us this way. Okay? Nothing negative, all good. But when you're feeling uncomfortable, it's saying, good, don't want that anymore, let it go. Okay? So I went on my meditation and I actually did this yesterday because I could feel it myself, right? And yes, how truthful, people are asking how truthful, I'm going to go through this whole call about truth, okay? So messages from my guides, and this is what I got. Hold your vision and don't negotiate. And when I say that, the reason when I was in this meditation, I can see myself and I see myself with like a rainbow and people dancing and the life I expect, you know, that I envision for myself in this beautiful, gorgeous, illuminated land, right? I envision my dream vision of my life with these beautiful healing centers and these beautiful environments and these beautiful retreats and everything is just beautiful there. But this time they were trying to show me this is what everybody's experiencing and I could see lines, right? There were like these muted screens that were blurring my vision this time. And I would just keep walking and it was like I was sliding the door, right? It was like a sliding glass door. And it was like I could see through it, but it was kind of making it blurry. I thought, wow, right? And so what I wanted you guys to, they were trying to show us that it's not real, it's just imagined, it's the delusion or kind of muddied water in our way that we have to go, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks, and slide the door away, okay? And so it's time to let ego know it's a non-negotiable on your vision. It's the best way I can say that, okay? And so your vision, you guys, is your higher self or your spirit, right? Which is reminding you of your truth. As I've talked about, your soul signature. You came in, we all have this beautiful blueprint and perfect doctrine of how we're supposed to live in our highest level of truth. Ego, our shadow beast, as I call it, at the moment for the whole planet, because of this energy shift, right? And there's Pluto going on. There's so many planets going on, but I'm giving you the gist of it, right? Okay. So ego or shadow beast at the moment is trying to basically keep all of your old habitual patterns in play. And so it's making you feel like your vision out there is horrible because it's causing you to like interact with others who will say or do or show you examples of why that expanded vision that you love and you want and you deserve it and it's part of you is a dumb idea. That is what's happening. It wants home and security. That's what ego shadow beast wants. The beast wants to go home and it wants to be secure. And guess what home is to your beast? Home to your beast is what your childhood looked like. So if you haven't done shadow work or your beast work, as I will call it, and you don't work on that, you will catch yourself questioning your grander vision, that which is out there, and seeing these kind of diluted, oh my gosh, maybe I can't get there. Maybe there is a problem, right? So it must be set, that vision, what you want more than anything, at non-negotiable. You are not negotiating this anymore, right? And you must not waver. You may not waver. And so your spirit or your higher self, right? It knows, guys, what you are capable of. And it is dripping hints to your ability to dream it. And the reason I'm saying that is because spirit just says, just envision it. Just envision what you dream of. What do you want in your life? And then allow it to pull you in that direction, even if there's a sliding door there, right? And so I think it was this week, I sent out an IDI text and it said, make friends with your demons. Okay. And this is the example. Instead of falling prey to your ego beast, that's scary and mean, Harriet, mine's called Harriet, become friends so that you know what it perceives as security, right? And so when the beast attracts you to a negative environment or situation, you can say, no, I know your bad habits, right? No, thanks. We're sticking to our vision. You're not going to die, Harriet. You're okay, right? As I tell my clients, you're not getting a negative cookie. You're not fearful because I am courage. I am love. And my vision is the direction I'm sending my submarine. That's it. That's where I'm going. Whether it gets muddied out or not, that's where I'm heading, right? Ego wants its childhood memories for security. And for many, it's addicted to these painful memories. Okay, you guys? So even though home may feel like the memories of home, right? And they may be more exaggerated to your shadow beast, right? But they feel like arguing. Most of us have a hard time remembering the good memories, right? So your shadow beast or your ego gets addicted to those memories, arguing, maybe giving your power to others, self-sacrificing, self-abuse, solitude, criticism, fear, rejection, depression, neglect. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, right? Okay. And so that's not your higher consciousness. That list, that's not how we're living anymore. When we're moving from this 3D heavy plane that's been programmed in our brains to higher states of consciousness, as you know, power versus force, right? Okay. And so when we go back and forth, because everyone knows this is hard, this is not an easy transition. So they're like, wait a minute, are we really going through this? Yes. So this is not on this new set of vibration that the consciousness is rising. It's not on the higher consciousness list of living anymore of all those heavy energies, right? So it's kind of like, okay, Harriet, my shadow beast, right, as I call her, you can show up, but you aren't captain of me anymore. You're not captain of this submarine anymore. I choose spirit, and I will be present with my consciousness with every step. I will be present with how conscious I am with every step. Okay. So when you're in power, as many of you on this call have been, that's what's so cool, right? Your in power beast now is going, oh, no, I don't have home. I need to be secure. I'm going to create anxiety and fear inside so I can regain some comfort food, some negative cookies, right? That's my point. That beast, that ego is not going away because ego keeps you all alive in general to eat, sleep, and drink, right? So when your beast isn't driving you, guess what happens? It creates anxiety because it's used to that for the last, I don't know how old you all are, but since you were born. And because we are, focused right now, let's call the vision. You don't know how you're going to get that vision, but it's beautiful. Because you're focused on the unknown, your vision, right? And the trick is that your vision isn't unknown, but ego thinks it's unknown, right? And so you couldn't imagine your vision. Everybody keeps going, but am I just making it up? You can't imagine this vision if it wasn't already in your quantum field of possibility. Even if you feel it's just your imagination, I want you to hold it. If you're going to make billions or millions or change your career, start a company or get healthy or change your body or get in shape or find a new medical, facility to heal at or to work at, or a company, or maybe you're going to stay home and start making gardens for a living, which would be pretty amazing, right? So what I'm trying to say is when you can even just imagine that vision and how beautiful you want it to be for your life, your soul contract, hold it, okay? It's simply your amnesia of not remembering when you saw it last, because you have all seen the vision of what you want on a bigger, more grander, more beautiful scale. Ego will always make you doubt that vision because vision is free. Your ego beast, you guys, is caged in a safe home. Does it make it wrong? No, you just have to be the boss of it and be friends with it and go, oh, I get it. You aren't going to interrupt me. But I don't want you to let it beast you or beat yourself up. Please don't beat yourself up for not having all the answers right now. And that's where people are getting tripped up, because we can feel that we're going this way, right? We're rising our consciousness, our vibration, we're resonating at higher frequencies. We can feel it. I'll touch on that in a minute. But just hold your vision. Anyone or anything that is not aligned with your absolute truth right now is going to bring up pain so ego can regain its grip, I should say. It's sitting. So here's an example. This is why I can use this example for you guys. I want you to imagine you're sitting knee to knee with your God, whoever you refer to as God, source energy. And God says, are you living your truth? Right? And no one's around, just you being brutally honest, right? Most can't say yes. And if not, I want you to say to spirit, God, angels, whatever you talk to, universe, bring into my awareness that which is not in alignment with my truth. Bring it to me. Help me see it, because then I can take action to complete it. Okay. So this is, someone asked to repeat this. I'll repeat it real quick and I can go back. So when you're feeling anxiety, frustration, or you're like, I know where I want to go and I'm not getting there, and we're not living in our truth, God, spirit, let's just say God, you're sitting knee to knee, please bring into my awareness something, some experience, some frustration, that which is not in alignment with my truth, so I can take action to complete it, completing the infinite loop. Okay. It's time for you guys to start thinking from this perspective. I want you guys to start finding, just on the easiest level right now, because the energy's intense. It's pulling you up here. And ego says, no, safety and security. And you're going, oh, this is way more fun and enjoyable and abundant and expanded, right? No, it's pulling you back. Okay. So I want you to start finding satisfaction in the resonating concept, just resonating in that higher consciousness, okay, of your vision. That's enough for it to become reality. Not getting disappointed that it's not right this very second, but that the vision you hold is real. It doesn't need to be real for any other human on this planet but you. Because I want you to think of it this way. We're frustrated when people won't come with us. Right? This is a big deal for people right now. Like, why don't they see this? Why don't they see that? Why don't they see this truth? Why don't they see that truth? Because it's not their truth, right? So let's just call it they, the theys of the world. You know that. I call them the they. So if they are not vibrationally ready to accept your new belief or your new vision, you have to accept that it's in motion And when they are ready, they will open their hands for it. Does that make sense? So we want everybody to energetically be in that vision, and it just doesn't work that way, right? And so here's an example of family, friends, school, work, medicine, the world, all these institutions that I told you are crumbling, right? It's like, how do I explain this, guys? So it's kind of like, yes, work and the people I care for most. It's very hard. Yes. It's very hard when people you care for and they're not following along with your vision. I'm saying hold the vision anyway. Don't you be upset with them, because vibrationally, they're just not ready yet. Okay. It's kind of like me 40 years ago, right? I know I'm dating myself, but let's just say not agreeing with medical treatment. I am not anti-medicine. I'm not, but I believe it should be holistic and we should have all of it in one place and not just blocked in small control environments that you can't have whatever you want. Why can't I go to a hospital and bring my acupuncturist and my meditation and my hypnotherapy? It should be all, right? But that's been in my vision for 40 years, right? So it's like me not agreeing with that. I knew there was a higher vibration. I knew there was a better way. And now guess what? It's bubbling to the surface. And many call me crazy and said, it's just, I was like, okay, fine. I'll just go search for more. And I held my vision that I would create healing centers at some point in my life if this didn't change. And the system is now crashing, and centers like these healing centers are now the future. And guys, literally makes me giddy. I mean, literally this makes me so giddy. And you don't need to prove your vision to others when they are not ready for it yet. It's like me telling everybody, right? And some people are saying this, and this is smart that you guys are being attentive to this, is, we get frustrated with them. And if we have a short fuse, it's hard to not get on people and go, hurry up and get on my train. That's very hard, but that's not why they're here, to get on your train. Okay. And so that's my long-term vision. It took 40 years for me to get here. And some of you are like, it took them 4 weeks or 4 days or 4 months, right? My answer is we have to back up. You don't need to prove this vision to anyone that they're not ready yet. They will receive their level of presence vibrationally and consciously when they are ready. Anything that goes against your belief of home, get ready, home, your inner child memory beliefs, will be a level of resistance for you. So what you're resisting, what's frustrating, what you're getting pressure on, until you say, I choose to be a brighter presence with my lighthouse. That's it. Just shine you. I'm a lighthouse and I will shine my light. I choose a brighter vision. I will not worry about the rest of the theys not being ready to leave home and enjoy the light. Okay. Revisit that dolphin call session we had, right? And see your sonar projections. Are you bringing out your vision or your beast? Who's driving that sonar out? Okay. So, and people are so funny. They're like, yes, but it still irritates me. I want to speak my mind. Yes, I agree. So beliefs, belief systems, institutions, and truth are expanding right now. And that full moon on Wednesday, the 26th, so I think that's Wednesday, is going to force you all to go to the next belief system and envisioning and expansion of your vision. You must go to the quantum field. You must go to expansion. You must go to the higher realm and say, okay, how do I really want this to look in my world? It's time to get out of head and ego programming and into your heart and your higher self resonance. Where do you resonate at a higher level? What are your gifts? What are your talents? Why did you come here to help others? Right? The truth will keep revealing our current spiritual poverty. And I've told you this, guys, 100 times. We have been in a spiritual poverty for a very long time. And I mean spiritual, by the way, I mean like energetic spirituality and energetic to source consciousness, right? And so it's going to this higher vibration that we're all raising our consciousness, okay? And it's raising for everybody. And so, You're either going to be revealed in where you are, your spiritual poverty and disempowered lifestyles that's finally being highlighted. Okay. And those who are the most fearful right now are those with the greatest spiritual poverty. This is revealed by energy, not a religion, not who you pray to, not who your intention is, none of that. It could be a rock. Not lack of desire to have spiritual awakening, right? But lack of understanding. And that's what's really important that I want you guys to understand. Those who don't know how to balance between body, mind, and spirit. That's what's going on right now. It's just a balance. Doesn't make one better than the other, because ego is ruling your mind, and then life becomes kind of like this beastly, painful experience, right? And it's drawn to all things that you experienced as a child. So all relationship drama that's appearing through ghosting, like dating and those kind of relationships where you're like, this ghosting thing is fascinating to me, right? Not showing up for people, being afraid to be seen, abuse, abandoning, belittling, criticizing, fear-mongering, ignoring. All this that you see so vividly on the planet right now are all home and safe zones for many adults who experience this energy as kids. And we're all like, I don't understand. It's freaking basic. This is pretty basic, you guys. What's home for your beast is where they're going to go. So these experiences may have been seen by a lot of you in many versions of it, right? But those of you who have been taught spiritual awakening to forgive and rise above the experience as a lesson to complete, like chemistry, around that lower consciousness experience that you experienced young, and to rise up to higher states of consciousness are those who are the most settled and unrattled by this last year and a half, several years, right? Because all things that resemble childhood that were painful and unwelcomed are now appearing for upgrades. If you're in pain, you are resisting releasing and holding on. You're holding on to down here. Ego's going to try. I'm telling you guys why this is uncomfortable, right? So ego is going to try to hold on, and we are rising in consciousness as a global, okay? The planet, whole planet is rising in consciousness, but it makes more sense to those who want more in their vision. So we're like, okay, well, crumble that, crumble that, crumble that. I don't care. I'm still going to get my vision. So we have to start learning how to skip that victim mentality and decide to get into teaching and inspiring mentality. Not poor me, but wow, look what I learned mentality, right? Those are the ones who are not relying on ego and their beast. They're relying on truth and source consciousness. Awesome or asshole, remember that? Because your beast, your ego beast is an asshole. I mean, seriously, it makes you feel crappy. God or beast, power or force. Ego wants to force you into doing things that it just needs. And you're like, but I don't want to do that anymore. Exactly, which is why you have to be friends with it and know how to interrupt it. God consciousness, not beast consciousness. That's brain programmed habituation. And although this sounds, selfish, you guys, it's non-negotiable to take care of your vessel first. And so I want to be clear on how you address your body beliefs and beyond this veil. You are now up to the batting plate, and you have to choose your spiritual awareness or spiritual poverty. That's it. Okay. So you guys, a couple of these questions are coming in. I'm going to answer, I will get to them. We're going to close up here in a minute, and then I'm going to get you to questions, and I'll go through all of them. Okay. What can you do? So what can you do when you're like, okay, I'm feeling anxiety, I'm feeling the pressure, right? Simply acknowledge that you may have learned in school, from adults, from peers, wherever, whatever you learned. Because again, Sagittarius, full moon closure, super moon, lunar eclipse, it's some heavy shit, you guys, okay? And it's not to hurt you. It's saying, I'm helping, right? Whatever you learned, wherever you learned it, however you learned it, may be null and void now, okay? And all that you have known for possibly thousands of years in your DNA, ancestrally, culturally, may have been poorly programmed. And now all of you need to understand that your vision is part of the great visionaries. The ones who changed history, guys, I want you to think about this. Those visionaries who changed history, they didn't sit here and go, well, nobody's going to believe me. Nikola Tesla, Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, MLK, Edison, Einstein, they all had vision. They all had vision, but not a lot of tools, right? Now we have massive amount of tools and we're lacking vision. Fascinating how this has come about, right? So I want you to imagine what would happen if we had an entire planet with tools and vision. How incredible of a life and a planet would this be when we had all of it and we're all envisioning this beautiful amazingness? Because that's what's happening. That's this heavy 3D energy, and this mass exodus is happening, and it's keeping you, wants to keep you, ego wants to keep you in a broken habitual thinking for so long. That's how it's had you. And the planet's energy is rising and asking you to replace any limiting beliefs with beautiful beliefs and vision. Just hold the vision. Your greatest purpose, power, and presence. Okay? Okay, and see, everybody's like, great, when? See, this is my point. Now was a good answer. It's a good question. Purpose is living what is your true soul signature, not your beast safe zone. Like, oh, my safe zone is to not, to tiptoe around people or to just show up and act happy, or don't show up. Stop going. Stop participating. Stop going to the doctor that you don't like just because, well, I've known him for 5-10 years, so I'm going to go there anyway, even though I don't like them. I just left a dentist because they did not fulfill my needs. So I'm going to find one that will fulfill me. And I did, and can't wait. So purpose is living your true soul signature. Power is designing powerful thoughts to attract powerful relationships. You have to design it. You can't just go, oh, I hope I think happy today. I hope someone likes me today. Well, if you're unlikable, you're thinking unlikable thoughts, I guarantee you're going to attract sonar of unlikable people. So watch that tail, by the way. Presence is showing up consciously. Presence means I'm going to be present, and my presence is showing up consciously. High vibrational energy in every environment. It's very simple, you guys. Non-negotiable basic time for yourself. That's what you have to start not negotiating. Okay? Please. I know everybody thinks I'm on fire. I am on fire tonight. I was a little fired up today because there's so much of me starting to ask. So many people are getting so stuck right now. And I'm trying to tell you guys, fuck them. That's where you're at. That's what I had to do with the dentist. Fuck that. And we're not doing that. You're not taking your power back. I'm asking you to do that now. Okay. So let's start with a plan to be non-negotiable in giving you basic time for yourself. That's all I'm going to ask you guys today. Okay. That's what I'm going to ask you guys. How do you do that? Let's start with a plan to expansion in simplest terms, given that the planet's high energy is pulling on you. So some of you had asked me about the Schumann resonance. Guys, I posted it on my story. If not, if you're not on my Instagram, follow me on Instagram at ideserveitnow.com. And follow my Instagram, and I'll send you the Schumann resonance. The Schumann resonance is, remember, the heartbeat of the planet. It's spiking up more frequently now, and you guys might be experiencing headaches, extreme tiredness, trouble breathing, extreme thirst, vivid dreams, anxiety, ear ringing. The ear ringing for me is off the charts. Changes in your appetite. For me, that's happening as well. So guys, it's important that you have a plan. It's important that you rest so that you can integrate the vibration at these higher levels. Are you all hearing how loud the energy is? It's nothing wrong with you. It means you're rising your vibration. You're raising up. Okay. So I want you guys to just do this for me. Okay. Learn to devote at least 1 hour of your day to yourself. 1 hour a day, at least for this next 2 to 3 weeks. Okay. Just get distracted from household chores. They'll get done. Problems. Dedicate time for yourselves, okay? You have to choose how to spend this hour. And it could be, again, I'm giving you my stuff. Read a book, go to the salon, meet a friend for coffee, go fishing, do a sport, dance, paint, shopping. I don't know what you do. But shopping is on my list, but I threw it in there just in case. Find something to do for yourself that you just enjoy it. Just fill your energy, okay? So really quick, I'm going to go through your questions. I'll scan through them again. I know this is pushing you guys, and it's accepting it. Go, okay, cool. Go, okay, beast, bring it on. Okay, cool. Anxiety is really revealing. So tip number one, what do we talk about? Anxiety is really revealing your non-alignment to truth. So if you're not aligned to your truth, you're going to feel anxiety. Okay. It's realigning, kind of like an alarm to your truth, like going, turn your compass and you'll be there. Stay on your vision. What is your ego or your shadow beast? Number two, attracting to you or walking you into so you can see your unhealthy home. It wants to get to unhealthy home, right? Where it finds home security and it's not healthy anymore. Number three, what is your vision? Step away from mainstream, guys. It takes courage. It takes huge courage for you to expand your vision of love, of career, health, wealth, security, abundance. Make it non-negotiable. It takes so much courage to tell everybody, I know that sounds how everybody does it, but I ain't fucking doing that. That's really all you have to do. You don't have to tell them what your vision is, because I told you they're not going to want to come along. They're going to think you're weird, like me. I'm used to it. Okay. Make that 1 hour a day for the next several weeks, at least an hour, your self-care time. Please, you will thank me for this. I promise, because as many of you I know are tired. This is partly why. Remember, water is going to be your friend to help the energy flow more smoothly. Everybody right here, don't forget, all day long, tap into that thymus system, okay? Your energy system. I am courage and I am love. All right? All right, so tonight's tip, expand your vision and don't explain it to anyone who's not ready to resonate there. You don't need to explain it, just go, okay? So I'm gonna open up Q&A. Why don't you start also sharing in the Q&A for me? Comment on what you wish for in your vision. Like, how expanded can you go no matter where you are in your world right now? And I'm going to go through these questions really quick because they're coming in. Let's see. All right. Okay. So let's see. So one says, be the lighthouse rooted to shine the light so people will come to you when they're ready for your light. Yes. And if the lighthouse tries to move towards helping people, then they can't ever find the moving lighthouse. I don't know. That makes 100%. That's like perfection. If you're a lighthouse and you're shining your vision and you're trying to get yourself centered and full of light, if you keep moving, those boats are going to get lost at sea trying to get to you. Okay. And so it makes a lot of sense. Okay. So what am I being stubborn about if I have a stiff neck? Well, usually when we have a stiff neck, it's who's being a pain in the neck and why are you allowing it? Why are you walking into it? Why are you looking for it? Why are you attending the party? That's a big one. Okay. Choose your battles. It's an all-out war in my mind. Okay. So this is someone with a shadow beast who it's time for him to make peace with the shadow beast, because this person's shadow beast comes out and says, oh my gosh, like, I'm going to tell them I know better. And instead, this person's really brilliant. He's really smart. He's really talented. And he gets frustrated when people don't perform at his high level of delivery and career and expansion and that kind of stuff. Okay. And so then he gets frustrated that they're not vibrating because they're not ready. And so what happens is, this is a really good question that he's brought up, and it looks like he just texted me again, and I got fired today. Okay, so what does that tell you? There's a Mercury retrograde coming in. He found the energy. He's holding on to it and going, why am I attracting myself into energy where I'm not in alignment? And so he's questioning what his true power is. He should own the damn company. He shouldn't be working for anyone. But he questions that. That's the old programming of ego at home. And ego is trying to his spirit is trying to say, yeah, no, we are way bigger than that. He and I've worked through this quite a bit, but that's what's really going on. Ringing in the ears, is that even how you spell ringing? Yes. ringing in the ears. Absolutely. So I want you guys to understand is what happens is when a negative thing happens, I want you to look at it and go, okay, so what's the lesson here? Am I holding on to something? And does ego like this? Poor me, I got fired, nobody likes me. Or is this ego kind of trying to get you to feel shitty about something, make you feel bad about something, when in the end of the day, your spirit is going, it's way bigger than that. They're not vibrating where you are. You're not at that level. Come on up to the higher realms. We'll make it better. We'll guide you. Does that make sense? Okay. So someone, the next question that came in, I wish to let my past go. Okay. Ego will hold on to this past for you. Okay, ego will tell you you're not good enough and this is all you're worth. And I'm telling you all you have to do is be very clear about what you want. Okay, not I want to focus on the past. I want to tell you how bad the past is. I want to let go of the past. The past has nothing to do with this new consciousness on the planet. The past will keep attracting shitty things that match the past. That's why I'm telling you, when we say I want to let it go, then do today. Choose your vision, focus on the vision. And when something is feeling uncomfortable, imagine in your mind you're doing the sliding door. And it's just muting what you can't see. It's still there. We don't let go of our past until we choose what we want to get to. And if we only focus on what keeps coming up from our past, I'm telling you right now, ego's going, the beast is hungry, and you keep going and finding environments and scenarios to feed it so you're staying locked into that environment. Remember, ego is home to childlike memories that were painful. That's home for it. And until you tell it, no, thank you, that's not where we're going anymore, you have to take the submarine and take it somewhere else, because it will drive that submarine right into a mountain range under the deep, dark, black abyss and hold you there. This is a choice about vision. So this person says, I want to let my past go. It's a really, really well said. Why? Because you can't let the past go if you have nowhere to go to. Guys, does that make sense? You can't let the past go if you have nowhere to go to. All right, next question. What's the best way to ask your guides to show you what your soul truly wants? I'm laughing so much at your shadow beast comments. Well, my beast Harriet, she's been really alive lately. And it's fascinating because I was like, okay, well, since we're BFFs lately, right? We're going to talk. We're going to talk this out because this ain't happening anymore. And so I had mentioned to you earlier, right? When you're having this conversation with spirit, right? And we have to ask spirit for help, right? The best way to do that is to, okay, source, right? Okay, God, okay, energy, I need your help, right? And so asking spirit, okay, my guides, angels, spirit guides, guardian angels, please show me or bring it into my awareness. And it's going to come into your awareness when they bring it to you guys, that which is not in alignment to my truth. So someone's saying, how do you know what your truth that your soul wants? You don't have to know. You just have to say, this is what I love. This is what I really want to happen. So a good example would be if you were to choose, like me, a healing center, the I Deserve It Center, okay? It's actually set up digitally. So this will be delivered in the next year. So we have a healing center that's called the I Deserve It Center, and we made a digital center that you could all go to online because I didn't know how long this whole transition would happen. My goal is to have it live in a location, but until that happens, my vision is the healing center. This person's the same way. You know what your soul wants. She already knows what she wants to create in the future. Does it matter when? No. And so I want you to ask your guides to show you how to get there. Now your beast is going to come alive and say, you know better than that. You know you're not old enough. You know you're not smart enough. You know you're not trained well enough. You know nobody's going to believe you. You know they're going to make fun of you. That will constantly come up. That's your beast trying to interrupt the process. But your spirit will always go to that vision. So all I'm asking you guys is, if in your soul right now, what do you want more than anything? Is it health, wealth, healing, teaching, abundance, family? What is it? And then I want you to imagine it at the most amazing level possible. Is it money? I want to be, let's just say a millionaire. Let's make it an even number. I want to be a millionaire. I want to have $1 million in the bank. And everybody's like, that's just impossible. Given how I work, where I work, what I have, my student debt, my college debt, my whatever debt you have. Okay. That's ego. Spirit says, oh, we got plenty of ideas. Trust the vision of what you want and make it big. Don't worry about getting fired or someone judging you or calling you crazy, because believe me, I've been called it many times by many doctors. You're crazy. I'm probably. And then I found something else to heal it and I felt better. So be okay with not explaining that vision or needing a reason to have your vision explained to anyone else. But your vision will come to you. You don't need to go looking for it. You just need to pick what you love. What is that? What is it that you love? Okay. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're doing okay on time. Okay, let's see what else I got here. Great questions, you guys. I know you guys, the shadow beasts, I know this is funny to all of you, but I'm preparing you because of this jam up that's happening. It's a sandwich, right? It's the best way I can explain it. And then the full moon. And what's happening is it's kind of like if you can imagine a wet rag and it's squeezing all of us to the end of our rope. And it's getting all the last dripping drops of holding on to the old bullshit thinking that we've been programmed for 50, 100, whatever plus years, right? And so that's why it's showing up. Okay. So another one has come in and it says, how come we are told anxiety is bad? That's a great question. Is it bad? Because that's what's happening to all of you right now. You're having anxiety and like, well, where should I go? What should I be? This isn't working. That's crashing. They told me this. They told me that. They told me I have to get this. They told me I can't go anywhere. Everyone kept telling everybody, you have to wear a mask. I haven't worn a mask for once, except for to get on a plane. That's it. Once in a while, because I had to get in somewhere. I needed something, but that's it. And everyone's like, but you had to. My vision is, no, I'm going to be healthy. And it didn't matter because I don't want to listen to the TV wizards, right? And that's what I'm trying to tell you. You're going to get anxiety if you're following the anxiety wizards. So is it bad? Not when you're listening to it. It's telling you, anxiety is telling you you're out of alignment. Okay. It can be bad if you aren't given tools. So if you have no tools and all you're doing is feeling shitty about yourself, yeah, it can be very bad. But if you aren't given clarity and you aren't choosing clarity on where it comes from, and you don't know where it comes from, which is misalignment from your truth. Like I told you, you all came here with a blueprint. All your souls know where you're meant to be. Okay. And if you treat your misalignment with medication, you're still out of alignment, guys. Does that make sense? So you see the real pandemic of depression is because most people are in spiritual poverty without vision and truth in their alignment, self-empowerment, self-assessment, self-awareness. No one sits and says, well, let's talk about what your anxiety is coming from. No one sits and says, well, are you really wanted to be a gardener and you became a doctor? Wow, those two aren't matching. I could see why you're miserable, depressed, unhappy because you love botany and you became a orthopedic surgeon. Aren't going to work so well together. Okay, that's what I'm trying to teach you about anxiety and depression and all this stuff coming up, because the more this country has been medicated, or world, I'm not saying there's not a time and place. Please remember that. Okay. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. Let's see. Okay, so yes, and everybody's telling, and people are saying yes, because this is what the TV wizards are saying. If you're good, you'll go get the jab, and whatever you can do, whatever you want. That's because someone is listening to the TV wizard. I don't listen to the TV wizard, so it won't matter. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It takes courage to leave mainstream and live your life. There are plenty of exemption forms out there to stop you from having either. You have to look. I have them, by the way, if you need them. I have all the exemption forms and all these forms, so you don't need them. But my point is if you listen to the TV wizards, those aren't the truth. And what I'm trying to teach you guys is all the things we've been listening to for a very long time do not make your rules in the quantum field, in this higher consciousness vibration state. When you have courage, when you are neutral, I'm looking at the consciousness map right now. When you trust in your vision, I'm going to keep you guys here on the vision. I don't care about politics. If you're going to put politics in this bullshit, you're in the wrong call. This is not about politics. If you listen to any TV wizard or digital, you're fucked. Period. This is not about that. If you don't go here, and worse, like I said, if you want to basic it down, if you don't know your soul's contract, go look at your astrology chart and figure that out, right? And that's what I'm trying to tell you. We have to not get caught up in mainstream, massive social indoctrination. That is something that's been going on for hundreds of years. I'm not taking it away that it didn't happen. I'm telling you 3D, 4D, 5D consciousness. And it's why I'm really flared up right now. And this energy is going on, because if I don't wake you guys to what's going on, you got to hold the vision. And I don't care what TV wizard, what energy wizard, whatever's going on out there, just don't listen. And if you need to go, I need to find a way to not have to do what the TV wizards say. Well, that means I need to find understanding, high consciousness. Means I have to be willing to go learn new information, like Dawn, being crazy, right? All my life. But I found it. I healed shit that shouldn't have been healed out of mainstream medicine. Okay, so I'm not telling you it's my way. I'm telling you, you have to look for a different way and quit trying to fit in. Because the more you try to fit in, you're not neutral. You're following a group that's polarized instead of getting to the neutral masses, okay? So trying to get yourself to understand, accepting who you are, accepting your vision, accepting your truth, living in the higher realms is courageous. It's loving. It's understanding. It's forgiving those for making poor TV wizardry. If that's the best way to say TV wizardry. Is that a word, wizardry? Forgiving that and just leaving it be. That's the best vibrational match I can give you, and being optimistic to your vision and not negotiating. Okay. So yes, when you're being in other energy, you're not being neutral. Well, wizardry. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for helping me with that. Okay. So am I getting you guys to see the light here a little bit? Are you guys catching on to where I'm going? I'm prepping you. I'm not telling you what to choose. I'm trying to prep you for your ego getting all anxietied up and all depressed and all sad because they're being mean to me. Get ready, because they will be someone, a family member, a TV wizard, a person, a co-worker, someone you used to like at work, and all of a sudden they're mean to you. You're like, wait, what just happened? I'm prepping you. Ego will vibrationally send sonar out looking for someone to poke, so that they make you feel shitty about yourself. It doesn't matter. Know that then when that happens, you're going to tell your shadow beast, shut up. You ain't winning. It's not going to happen. No negative cookies. I'm moving on. I'm going to my vision. And it'll literally turn you around like that. Okay? Okay. So, yeah, thank you. I love you. I love you guys too. So remember, at least on my website right now, you can get the map of consciousness. So if you can keep reminding yourself, I need to stay in power and not feel like I'm being forced. Okay. Okay. One more question's coming in. Hold on a second. What kind of energy is coming up in the planets? How can we prepare for the emotional roller coaster we're on? So that's what I was talking about earlier of the kind of energy that's happening in the planets. It's this sandwiching of Saturn and Mercury, both in retrograde. They were moving forward, right? And they're both going to pull backwards in the middle of this belief. It's the best way I can tell you. Anybody who knows a Sagittarius, okay, this is the gift of Sagittarius. They find opportunities, right? So this is why someone's saying, this is what the TV wizards are telling us. And I'm like, then find an opportunity to do it different, because that's Sagittarius's closure of full moon of gifts going, no, we're not doing it your old indoctrinated way. We're going to choose a new belief, a new doctrine. Okay. That's the beauty of Sagittarius, visionary. Okay. The downside of closure and Sagittarius is that Sagittarius energy has a little bit of, let me use the right word. What's right for me, what I'm going to tell you the rules are not the same rules for me. So I'm going to tell you how this needs to be, but I'm not going to follow the same plan, right? So you're going to see people breaking rules and you're going to be like, oh, how dare they, right? Like, and so, do as I say, not as I do. That's well said, right? And so that can be the downside aspect of this Sagittarius full moon. So we have to look at that within ourselves. Wherever Sagittarius sits in your chart, I'll talk about it on Monday. Look at that area, okay? So what I want you guys to do is really energetically understand that this is going to bring up all your belief systems from childhood to put closure and go, no, vision, okay? All right. Let's see. Do the best you can in this life. Yes. Okay. Visionary question above. What is the visionary question I'm getting here, Jill? Let's see. Did I miss the visionary question? Can you ask it again? Because I have so many questions coming in. Oh, Edison, Tesla. Oh, the visionaries. So most of the visionaries of history. You made an interesting statement of Edison, Gandhi, Tesla, etc. had vision, but no tools. We have tools and no vision. How did those visionaries come through? Because what happens is you all are thinking that this is your only lifetime. You think that those visionaries that I listed didn't have another 5 million lifetimes or a million lifetimes prior to that, and were in some sort of cosmic quantum field and knew how to bring cosmic energy down and said, Nikola Tesla said, well, this is how you energetically heal. And everybody's like, you're crazy, dude. Right? That's like Jesus was an avatar ahead of his time. He was a Reiki master. He could not touch people, but put his hands on them and they would heal. And they'd be like, whoa, he's just not normal. He's crazy. That's crazy. No, he came one lifetime, but I'm trying to teach you, those who have walked the earth like the rest have all had all these lifetimes of quantum energy. And then they're one day go, God, I have this vision. I have this idea. I wonder if it would work. It's not new. Right. And so what I'm trying to teach you all is you all came here, and what your vision is when you're like, I wonder what my vision is. Whatever you're imagining at its highest level, not new. Just consider yourself Einstein, right? You came up with these, you're a conduit, yes, of all your lifetimes of understanding and comprehension. You just need to expand it and say, I'm going for the best, going for the biggest. I'm going for the highest level of learning, winning, and growing. Who I want to be, you need to understand it's already in you. You just got to become BFFs with your beast. Best way I can answer. When you're friends with your beast, they won't bother you as much anymore. They won't take you down anymore. They'll try to make you feel shitty about yourself, and you go like, you give them the finger. But you're still holding on to it because your ego's never going to die. But it will temper itself a little bit, okay? And so when people ask about these visionaries, those are just the ones we know because they brought us light, and they brought us, the Pythagorean theorem. They brought us, light, or, humanity, right? They brought us together. They broke systems and electricity and all these amazing inventions. And everybody just didn't understand, okay? Do you know about the AM coil for healing? It's the Tesla coil. So I know a lot about Tesla energy and Tesla healing. Tesla has a lot of already med beds coming out. I know a lot about the med beds and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to reach out to me privately, I will send you all the info I have on the med bed healing, the Tesla coil, the Tesla healing. And I'm not talking about Tesla cars. I'm talking about Nikola Tesla and his his research, and it's now coming back to life. It's amazing. And it's what the future will be, where we can get in an energy field and it will run the grid of your own energy field, which we're going to talk about next week, of how your energy field is expanded. And it connects to everything around it. So this amp coil that she's talking about, when the energy is flaring off of it within 2 to 3 feet, and you're in that energy field, it recalibrates you. It's brilliant. Okay. It's, all right, let's see. It's been alive, but bad guys have been using it. Yes. Okay. So let me close up here. Let's see. Now we're starting to become aware of it again, and brilliant and positive. Yes. So hopefully I've got you guys' attention. Okay. Not negative. Please know, please understand, not negative, not bad. Nothing negative is happening, but you're going to get poked and you're going to be so powerful because your vision is going to be non-negotiable. You can keep walking. Okay. I wish you all the brightest blessings. If you need anything, you visit my website at ideserveitnow.com, or you know how to find me. I love you all very much, and you have a great night. I'll talk to you on Monday. All right, take care.